Hey Clear Lake peeps, Ross England here, Clear Lake Guide Service. Normally you see me here because I'm talking about the lake or I'm talking about the fishing. So this is in response, today's video is in response to those of you who have asked questions about the boat that we've been in. Some of you have known me for 19 years, some of you just getting to know me within the last 6 months because of these videos. So for the new people, welcome aboard. Some of you have asked questions. Those questions have been, what's that boat? Well, today we're going to try to cover it. So this is my second run at it. The first one, you folks don't have to suffer through because I reviewed it and thought it stunk. So let's hope the second one is better. So here we go. We are running a 2021 Vexus AVX1980. It's an aluminum boat. It is a 4 or 5 year old company. And I tell you what, they build one heck of a boat. Now right out of the chute, I'm going to tell you that any comparisons I make are to my old boat, which is a 21-foot Ranger with a 10-inch setback plate on it. So my boat actually ran like a 22-footer, my old boat. This new boat is 19 feet 10 inches long. And I'll tell you what, there is not a big difference in deck space. I'll cover some of the stuff that we've done. I'm not going to go into all the details about the specs and everything. And the biggest reason for that is you can go to vexusboats.com and you can see all that for yourself and probably get a better explanation than what I would give you anyway. So if you haven't been paying attention for the last 4 to 6 years, aluminum boats have been a growing category. Personally, I think that Vexus probably took the aluminum boat to the next level. I mean, I think that what we all think of aluminum bass boats are the trackers, and we're thinking that that's what they're all about. This ain't your grandpa's aluminum boat. So some of the features that we put on it that we think have made a huge difference already. One of the things that we did was we went with a trick step for the trailer, which allows us the opportunity to have an easier way to get in and out of the boat, especially at the launch ramps. When it comes time to start putting the boat on the trailer, I can do whatever I need to do on the tongue of the trailer and never have to put my foot on the launch ramp. I can stay either on these steps or on the tongue itself. Because it is a lighter boat, we went with a 24-volt Ultrex, Minn Kota Ultrex. And when we get to the back end of the boat, you'll see what powers it. We went with a new Humminbird Helix 12-inch model. And that is absolutely stunning what that screen shows with the combined built-in transducer on the Ultrex. One of these days, hopefully we'll be able to afford to add the 360. On the console, those of you that have fished with me before know that I had a Humminbird Solix 15, and we just moved it over to the new boat with the help of a BBT custom mount. The layout of the storage is extremely Ranger-like, and I can tell you that there is not a whole lot of difference in actual usable space between this boat and my old boat. The interior, very comfortable. There's some stuff that, you know, that makes the storage a little bit more usable than my old boat, like the little glove box here. All the compartments have fiberglass inserts in them. Sweet little live well. The wife loves the blue lights. This was one of the things that amazed me right off the bat. Look at the space. Over on the far side there, 2 lithium batteries to run the trolling motor. A ton of space down below. Back all the way to our 150 Pro XS 4-stroke. I'll tell you what, it is sweet being in a 4-stroke. This thing is so efficient and so quiet. It is just unbelievable to me. It just puts and puts, and the actual reality of running a 150 4-stroke on this boat and a 200 2-stroke on my old boat is, over the course of 3 trips, my old boat would run about 30 gallons of fuel. Doing the same sort of trips, this 150 on this boat is about a half a tank, which is 16 gallons. So the savings are huge. When you get inside here, it's just little things that I like. You know, it's like this compartment lid. When you open it up, it sits flat. So you can actually put something on it without it falling off. Love the little day box. A lot of complaints that they're not waterproof. I haven't had any issues with it yet. But it gives me all the little goodies that I need to get to for a day. Center rod locker. It's got the slots for 10 rods. But actually you can double them up in there if you wanted to, so you could put 20 rods in there. Not that I need to do that, because the flip side is, over on this side, whoa, sorry about that. Stick with me. There's another rod locker. So this thing is really well thought out. I went ahead and put a little Arctic or a Yeti knockoff ice chest in the ice chest section. And then I'm not going to open the other one because you already know what they look like. So there's a real quick tour. So that's what the boat looks like. Now let me give you my impressions. You know, we set this up because we're kind of semi-retired now, and I want to be able to travel. And as I travel, I want to be able to fish. This boat is so much lighter than my old rig. It's really simple. To pull this out of the garage, all I got to do is go up front and grab the dolly wheel handle and pull, I can pull it out one-handed out of this garage. My old boat, both hands, pulling as hard as I can just to get it started. Once I got it started, it was okay. So this boat is much lighter, way more fuel efficient. So if we go somewhere that's off the beaten path, that 30+ gallon tank, fuel tank, is going to carry me for probably up to a week, depending on how big a lake that we're actually on, without having to worry about fueling up. So far, the batteries I'm running, I've gone to 2 days without charging on them. I don't know if I'll be able to get a third day or not, but I kind of think so. So those are kind of some of the pieces of why we did this, why we set it on a tandem axle trailer instead of a single. But I tell you, I've been running this boat for 4 months now, and I absolutely love it. The construction has been outstanding. I'm not a welder. The people who've gotten in the boat, you would not believe how many clients have actually gotten in the boat, fished in it, and then at some point during the day said, "Is this boat made out of aluminum? There's welds on it." Yep, it's made out of aluminum. But the construction is excellent. The materials they've used are top-notch. I have not had one single issue in 4 months of running this so far that I've had any issues with it at all. Everything's well put together, it's well thought out. I love the fact that my number one description of this boat is it is simple. And it's not simple in a basic format. It's simple meaning it doesn't have a whole lot of badges, it doesn't have a whole lot of trim, it doesn't have a whole lot of walnut grain plastic and stuff that chips, fades over time. There's really nothing on this boat other than the equipment that's on it. Probably the most glitz and glamour are the gauges on the dashboard. So very, very easy boat to operate. Compared to my old boat, it feels like a sports car when you're driving it. It's very responsive in the way it turns, very responsive in the way it jumps out of the hole instead of standing up. It just kind of jumps forward. You know what I found out? 30 miles an hour in this boat is just like 30 miles an hour in my old boat. It's 30 miles an hour. So very, very comfortable. There isn't anything that I would change in how I rig the boat as far as what I have on it. The only negative that I've run into is I'm still learning how to get the boat on the trailer every time exactly the same. It's just a little bit different. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is, well, with its aluminum, it's so much lighter. What's the wind do? And, what happens with, being able to keep the boat under control? Well, a couple things. Number one, because it's aluminum, it doesn't back up the way a fiberglass boat does. It's a little bit tricky. You have to trim out the motor a little bit. It helps, but it's a little bit more work to back up. And for me anyway, it's a little bit more work getting the boat on the trailer to the right level every time. I'm still learning that. I have no problem at all getting the nose of the boat up in between the bunks and getting it started up the trailer. What I'm still having issues with is just not having a really good feel for every time getting it up there all the way up to the nose. So the nice thing is because of how light the actual boat is, if I get it up there within about a foot of the nose eye, then I just go up front, go down the trick steps, put the strap on, winch it up the rest of the way because the boat's so light and I'm in business. So been very happy with actually all the performance features of the boat. It's nice not having to put $40 a gallon oil in the motor, once a week or every other week. That's sweet. Seats are super comfortable. Just everything seems to be exceptionally well thought out, which is what I expected. I'm very happy with the way that the boat performs. I've guided with, 2 grown people and myself, and really had no problem with it. It was comfortable to fish out of. So this is it. This is my new boat. So if any of you have any questions, feel free to shoot them to me, either through this video, or a text message, or my email. Send me a message that way. I'll be more than happy to respond to you. And I'll probably, unless I get just a bunch of negative feedback about this video, I'll probably another 4 or 5 months down the road do another update, just to see how things are going and kind of keep you all in mind of what's going on. Definitely a quality boat builder, definitely quality people behind the brand. I'll tell you, the people that I've dealt with so far, John Mays at CNC Marine was outstanding, gave me some really good advice on a couple of things. Ryan and Keith with Vexus, been very responsive. I haven't had any issues, but we've just had a little bit of communication back and forth, and it went really well. Some of that communication was caught by the upper management at Vexus, and they sent me an email. So, what I expected out of the company so far, I've gotten. I've gotten a very well built product out of very good components, very good materials, well thought out, performs very well, certainly meets all my expectations, and couldn't be happier. So we're looking for some more adventures and catch some fish that are not in Clear Lake. So we'll talk to you later. Feel free to zap your comments to me. Thank you.